You ain't listening to the Underwater FlyZone Podcast, bro. What you doing?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Underwater FlyZone Podcast, Season 5. This is Episode 3, and today we got two of my favorite ladies on. Introduce yourself.
Macy.
The fiance up in the building, and then who else we got?
I'm Morgan.
Morgan Houston. So Morgan, if you guys have been around for a while, you've seen her many times. But if you're new to the podcast, you know, me and Morgan got a very similar story, and I told my story back on Episode 1, but do you want to start by just kind of explaining how we got connected in a way?
Honestly, since middle school, I'm pretty sure it was either like we were playing kickball or whatever.
Okay,
noticed Foster, said what's up, mentioned he was fast. Ever since then, we've kind of been homies.
The nickname was Speedy Huggins. Y'all already know, bro.
Yeah. And we weren't necessarily like around the same friend group, but I would always be like, Foster's a nice guy. I would always say what's up. And then high school came around, and then unfortunately we both went through the same situation.
Went through the same thing. I reached out to Morgan. Her cousin actually did the same thing my best friend did, but her cousin did it 2 days before the 1 year anniversary. I reached out to Morgan, and then from there we just, that was something we could relate on.
Yeah.
And it's kind of been like that ever since. And
a friendship that's flourished into like, honestly, like this is like family now. And
facts.
Best friend for life, for sure.
And then these two, y'all have known each other for your whole lives.
Well, we were just talking about this upstairs.
I know, and we were trying to figure it out.
Well, since we were babies, I think
at least like toddlers, because Andrew. I'm sorry.
I turned your mic down a little bit.
Her middle older brother and then my older brother were best friends as
when they were in elementary school, right?
First, second grade. I don't know. And so,
made YouTube videos together. They remember
children acting like children, and
they played baseball together. Did they play football together?
I'm not sure, but then we played softball together when we were like, I don't 10,
like in middle
9.
school. Yeah.
How was Macy at softball? Because she claims she was an athlete. Like, she claims she was one of the best athletes, and
No,
I personally,
I
you did. You said I was so good. You said I was the fastest.
Well, I was always wasn't I always the one in the back? What's it called?
But I'm telling you right now, she is really good.
You were fast.
What was it called? The caboose?
The caboose.
I don't know. Remember when we would run bases, and then the fastest one would always be in the back? Well, you were just really fast.
You were fast. I mean, the strikers, we were hit or miss. I mean, we were good some days, we were bad other days.
You were always really good, though.
It was a good experience.
I'll say this, though. We were at my cousin's apartment the other day. They have a little baseball simulation.
Yeah.
She's better than all of us.
She could hit the ball.
I'm telling you.
I just don't have good strength. Like, I never got a home run.
Macy's problem with
sports. I have good hand-eye coordination.
She gets embarrassed to be doing good at sports. Like, when we were doing intramural flag football, I'd throw her a pass and she'd catch it, but like she didn't want people to know she was good, so she'd like intentionally drop it at times.
Just because I don't like.
She's like, I'm a girly girl.
No, I don't say I'm a girly girl. I just don't like being the center of attention.
So she intentionally.
So it's like I don't like because I don't like a big ego.
But like, isn't it ever like cool to like catch a pass and then like run for a touchdown and be like, yep, I did that.
Mm-hmm,
that
it
being
is, but
said,
I don't want to embarrass myself if I don't do good.
She did catch a game-winning touchdown one time, though, so I guess it all works out.
Yeah, that was fun. I don't remember it much.
You had your shine, and that was enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
College was fun. It was really fun.
You said, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
That's so funny.
But anyways, Macy and I have known each other for probably honestly 15 years.
No,
14 years.
20.
At least.
I would say when we were toddlers.
You think 4 years old we've known each other?
Y'all
5
were
years
hanging out
old?
when you were literally 2 years.
We were in elementary school. We would hang out a lot. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we did.
I watched you walk down the hallways, the fourth grade hallway, gave you a high five when you were last year at school.
Yeah.
Oh, and you probably thought you were so cool.
You were crying. You and Matthew, I remember. You were
tough
bawling.
day, man.
Yeah.
But even elementary school, those are new beginnings.
That's so funny.
But yeah, it was fun. We went through it all together when we were younger. Like we went through
You went through the Bridal Ridge days
Bro,
together.
I know. We went through like the
videos.
the
awkward
East
stages of taking embarrassing videos and like embarrassing
Remember the
videos.
helicopter or like what was
Hashtag
it?
shout out Hannah Gray because she
Oh,
was
yeah,
in all
Hannah.
of those as well.
Hannah's fun. Yeah, and Caitlin a little bit too.
No,
on
and
that.
Caitlin
Mhm.
as well.
We have a lot of
Striker
inside
days.
jokes.
Yeah.
That is great.
That we can't all share on probably.
That's funny, dude.
But yeah,
This
it
is-
was fun.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, Morgan, I haven't talked to you in a very long time, so I just wanna know how you've been. How's life been? I feel like we haven't really talked
Yeah.
for like, might have been like 6 months.
It's honestly been a while.
Yeah.
Like life update. Graduated with my MBA in December.
Hey, congratulations.
Appreciate it. Man, it was difficult, but just like so glad to say I no longer, or at least for right now, don't have to touch any schoolwork.
Oh my goodness.
No more discussions. Woo!
Yes,
That's
facts.
awesome.
But did that. Unfortunately, during the end of my soccer season, had to get labrum surgery. So I've never had surgery before. So that was a whole new experience. I never realized that like having zero mobility or like able to help yourself
Yeah.
after surgery and like I forgot like not being able to wash your own hair. I was like,
Oh my
oh,
goodness.
Just the habits like that.
yeah.
Like me and Foster were talking about this. Like you don't realize like when you get sick and you're so
Oh,
achy
yeah.
and all that stuff,
Yeah.
you don't realize. Oh, I'm having a great day because I feel normal.
Yeah.
It's like you only realize that you don't feel good when you don't feel
That's
good.
literally me, because teaching, I'm sick half the time, and when I'm sick, I'm like, oh, I just want to feel good. But when I feel good, I'm not like grateful for feeling good. It's just
Yeah.
normal. Yeah, it's a good thing to bring up. But dude, I think that surgery is so sketchy because I don't like trusting. I don't like trusting people with myself.
Yeah.
So being like, all right, I trust this doctor to put me under and then do what they got to do. Oh man, that's
Yeah.
that's sketchy.
I like I was really trying to be like, Morgan, it's fine, you'll be okay. And
Yeah.
I was, but like at the same time, I was kind of like stressing myself out and like very
yeah.
anxious. But by the end of it, I worked it through. I got it done. Like first
That's
couple
good.
nights were rough. And then rehab was all right, but like going and having to be like so consistent with rehab and like trying to get the same strength back in your same arm and realizing how much you use this arm.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's not even my dominant arm. So I'm like, you'd think like, oh, you don't use it that much.
Uh-huh.
Like
No,
something
you
so
use it a
simple.
lot.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
use your
goodness.
arms a lot. So thankfully, I actually get cleared. Like hopefully, either this Monday, next Monday. So like that's almost done with too.
Yeah.
But been trying to find a job, and that job hunt is difficult.
That's
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
And then
I
when
know how
you
I
get
feel.
when you get the job, that's difficult too.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like getting older, like being done with soccer, having surgery, graduating. My whole life like flipped upside down, and like my passion of like soccer of like 20 years, 19 years, just done like that. And then I can't like work out how I want to work out, and then I'm like, I need to find a job.
Yeah, it's
Just
like a very
adulting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's an uncomfortable season of life that we're all in. I mean,
And-
it's crazy.
Yeah, and like trying to find that passion and that drive of like, what do you want to do and
Yeah.
where do you want to spend your time? But then it's like, you just need a job. Find a
Yeah,
job.
literally. And it's tough to know like what's really important to you, because I remember throughout college I was always like, all I care about is making an impact. I don't care how much money I make, this, that. And then I'm like, oh wait, that sounded good.
Yeah.
But here we are in the real world now, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So much to navigate. You said on your application, shout out to anybody who filled out an application. Morgan definitely did not need to fill one out because she already knew she was going to get on. But she did fill one out. And
Respect.
this one question on the application, I said, we expect vulnerability from all of our guests. The more we share, the more light we shine into the darkness. Briefly tell me your story. You said updated life story. So go back and watch our old episodes if you want to
Yeah.
hear the beginning of the life story. But updated life story, it says a 20-year soccer career over in the blink of an eye. Almost feels like I lost my identity. We could talk about that. And then I haven't crossed this much of an emotional battle of refining my new passion and trying to find a career and job. Yeah, so I can definitely relate to that too. I read that, I was like, this is going to be a fire episode, because it's
Yeah.
not about the things we always talk about.
No.
It's about the things I'm going through just like you right now.
Yeah.
And I'm sure so many people watching are like, thank goodness they're talking about this today, because that's so true, dude.
Yeah, and it's like, and I love the people I have around me because I'm getting a lot of advice. And like people are telling me their opinion, and I value what everyone says. But then I'm just like, what do I want?
Say it again,
What
bro.
do
That's so
I
true.
want? What is my direction, and like what do I want to spend my time doing?
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm only young and like this young once, and I want to like take as much as I can do and like attack it and
Oh my goodness.
like do something about it. And I feel like recently I've just been sitting around doing nothing, and it's like no,
and it's
I
like
need
I'm
to-
only this age once. I only get to live this part of my life one time.
that-
Oh my goodness.
That-
That is so true. And what you said is so true. Getting all these opinions, it's like I appreciate everybody's
I
opinion.
value them a lot. Actually.
Yeah, but then you feel like, oh, I don't want to let this person down, and then if I do this, I'm gonna let this person down. And me and Macy have been talking about that so much, and it's like, no, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
What do I feel like my purpose truly is?
Or like
And
what's gonna help me to be like at the end of like 10, 15 years, and I'm gonna be like, wow, Morgan, like I'm proud of myself for like doing that.
Yeah.
And like stepping out of my comfort zone and like
Yeah.
doing that. But it's like I don't know if I'm wasting so much time waiting and like sitting around thinking so much about it, and like I just need to go. And I
just
just
do
need
something.
to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, I could completely relate to that. This is literally you're talking exactly what I've been going through. Is that not? Were you thinking the same thing?
Well, yeah, and I was trying to think of like advice for that, but sometimes on like the podcast, you don't always need to have, oh, this is what you should do for this. It's like
Yeah.
just something to relate to. Like
Yeah.
we're going through that,
then
and
it's
it's
like-
hard.
Mm-hmm.
what am I like? How can I help myself?
Yeah.
And it's like, what can I do to make sure that like I am growing in a positive direction?
Yeah. I don't know. I think that something that I would say is like sometimes you got to move by faith and not by sight. So it's like, okay, so this job opportunity or what I could do, this is what would happen if I do this. This is the amount of money I would make. This is the time I would work. But sometimes if you're unsure about what to do, sometimes you just got to go for it and just pick something to do. And then if you fail, that is one step closer to finding where you're supposed to be.
Then I realize, all right, that's not what I want to do, and it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
something that's
exactly.
off the list.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I am right now. Like, I love teaching. I hope none of my people are watching this, but I love teaching. It's been great.
Yeah.
But it's like, is this what I'm supposed to do for the next 30 years of my life? Like, I just can't even think that far.
Exactly.
And I don't know, dude. It is a tough spot that
And
I feel
you're
like
not
I'm in
saying,
right now too.
and like you're not necessarily saying that you're just gonna like get up and like run away from teaching and never come back to it.
Yeah.
But it's just like right now in like your time, it's kind of just like you don't feel that it's not appropriate, but it's like you want to do more.
I feel like I'm too young to be in this right now. I feel like I need to do more exploring and
Yeah.
really look for more directions that I could take. And I don't ever want to be limited to one thing, especially because I feel like I have more to offer than that, you know? So I feel like advice that I've been trying to give myself is just try different things. Don't sit back and think about it. No, go do it. And if it's great, then recognize that. And if you hate it, recognize that as well and
Yeah.
act accordingly.
that
you know?
right there. It's like I also like I think I failed to recognize kind of how big some of my accomplishments were, because I'm like I was talking with someone the other day and I was just like, yeah, I graduated with my MBA, and they were like, you sounded like you weren't even like proud of that.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm
so
like,
true.
and I'm like, yeah, I guess, but it's like, I told myself I wanted to do it, I did it, and that's
And
it,
then
and
that's
I did
it, yeah,
And
literally.
I'm like, and it's like, it's just a degree, and like trying to find a job with that degree, I've just been like,
Yeah.
I need help. I'm like a deer in headlights. Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
and it's like, but you have the degree now, but I'm like,
No, that's exactly
agree.
me.
it's like once I have the job, then I'll be like, yeah, I got an MBA. I mean,
Uh-huh.
like,
Yeah.
No, it's so true. And I feel like we all went through the same thing where we know in our life we feel like we're supposed to go to high school, graduate. Okay, I'm on track. Go to college, graduate. Okay, I'm on track. And now it's like, okay, what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing, for you might feel like, oh, I haven't got the job yet. For me, I'm like, I have the job, but I'm not.
happy.
Yeah,
So then
literally.
that's where I'm like, okay, Morgan, say you get the job and you don't like it, and then I'm like, I'm back
Yeah.
at where you are, and then it's
Uh-huh.
like,
Yeah, no, it is. Man, I wish I had more advice, but I haven't lived long enough yet. We're
what
gonna
I'm
look back
saying.
at this in 5 years and be like, bro, I wish you knew this
but like
back then.
it's honestly just like you said, we just gotta try, put our best foot forward,
Mm-hmm.
and like come on, we're all very great people. We're all
Yeah.
very capable human beings. We're good
Yeah.
kids. I mean, we're
Yeah.
good. No, we're not kids. We're good young adults.
Yeah, literally.
Who are like,
Just entering the workforce, the real world, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. And then you said you feel like the 20-year soccer career went by in a blink of an eye, and now you have to refine your identity. I could relate to that too with college. It's like I was this kid at Northwest. I was absolutely living my best life, bro.
Yeah.
And then I get out of that, and it's like, okay, who am I now? Well, I could relate to that 100%.
I think it's just like I think it's really just like your phases of life, and you go through so many experiences, and it's just like you do something for so long, or like you go through this for so long, and then it's just like over. And it's like at the same time, like while I'm going through those things, I'm wishing like, oh, I want it to be over. Like I only have this many years left. But then I'm like, now I'm like, I'm a retired college athlete.
Yeah.
I'm not enrolled in school. I'm no longer a student. And I'm like, all I did when I was like 8, from like 4 years old to 22 years old, was play soccer every weekend.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, without soccer, like, who am I?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
agree.
what am I going to do without soccer? Then I'm realizing, like, oh, I can't live without soccer. So it's like, I need to start coaching, or like, I need to get into soccer, or like,
That'd be a good job.
I think so
Could do
too.
that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like try and explore that, get into like coaching, because
Yeah.
like
You would be a great
I
coach.
still want to help. I still want to be around the game.
Yeah. And
It
I
is
think that would
true.
be good.
I feel like at times our hobbies become our identity, and that's a tough thing to navigate for sure.
Also, that it's like, should I wait a little and like try to find myself before I dive right back into something with soccer and like figure out my identity a bit more, or is
I feel
it
like you should, honestly, because the way I see it is like people like some of my students found out about YouTube and they're like, oh, you're a YouTuber, and in my head I'm like, I hate that title, because like it's like, you are a YouTuber, that's what you are. I'm like, no, I'm so much more than that. I just do YouTube, you know. And people tell me like, oh, you're a podcaster, you're this. I'm like, I don't know, I don't want
just
to find
because
my
like
identity in that.
just because like I'm coaching doesn't mean I would like put everything into it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would put a lot of effort into my coaching.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I wouldn't care.
But
like,
you
I
wouldn't
would,
find your identity in coaching.
You
Yeah.
want to like live through these kids. And
yeah.
like you wouldn't want,
Like, I want to grow these kids into
Yeah.
like
but it's not your
good
life.
people, not
Yeah.
like just amazing
Yeah.
soccer players, you know? And so it's
Yeah.
like,
Kind of finding that balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
It is a
that's why
lot.
I've been like holding off also on like, do I want to coach? Do I not want to coach? I think I do want to coach, but when do, like, and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm asking myself so many of these questions, and I'm still just like so unsure
Yeah.
and kind of overwhelmed.
Yeah,
like,
it is
Yeah.
overwhelming. Because there's like so many things you could do in life, and just to pick, okay, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
What do I want to pour like my
time.
energy and time into to get money? And it is a lot. But something I like, it's like I don't know all the answers, but I love like to go to the Bible, you know, and all that stuff. And something that it says is, whatever work you do it all for the name of God, and do it all for the kingdom. And so I told Foster this. It's like, you can be a teacher for 2 reasons. Either you want to be a teacher because you want to boss them around, because you want to be the one that's like the alpha, the one that's telling them right and wrong because
Yeah.
you don't like your teacher when you were younger. Or you want to be a teacher because you want to make an impact and you want to grow these kids. And it's all about the mindset of like, why? Like, why am I doing this?
Yeah,
and
for
who am I
sure.
doing it for?
That's so true. I feel like a lot of teachers are only teachers because they want to have some sort of authority over people.
I
And
can see that, but
it's kind of
Yeah.
weird. Like, that's something I've noticed. I'm like, I came into
thinking back on
teaching.
it, it's like, as some teachers you had, maybe not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then like being around teachers, it's like, man, we should all be here for one reason. We're not here for the money, obviously.
Yeah.
We're not here because we want to make friends. We're here because we want to impact students' lives.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're here for any other reason,
Then it's like,
no, that's so true. But I think one thing going through this whole experience that you're going through and that I'm also going through,
like,
something
you're further along though.
I feel
Been
like,
out for over a year.
I mean,
almost.
yeah, but yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much.
He's stressed.
Yeah.
He's overwhelmed. And I
Relatable.
every
I
day.
think
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like, so we're all overwhelmed. Well, I don't know if you're overwhelmed as much as Foster and I
I
are.
am. I still don't have a job.
Yeah,
I'm looking.
yeah, it's overwhelming, and it's like, I've been so overwhelmed, and I actually caught myself when you actually asked me to fill out this application, it was probably like one of like the hardest ones, the harder days, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. And so like being able to like, I don't know, just being so overwhelmed of like having to think about all of this, and it's like I've been having to find reasons to help myself get out of bed and stuff. And so it's like it's like making sure that like my room's clean, or like if anyone like needs something from the store, or like just like trying to get myself out of the house, or like going to wash my car, or like going to work out. And it's like, all right, Morgan, like obviously you're very overwhelmed and it can be very stressful, and like if you want to, you could be very upset and just like go in a hole and be like, oh, like I'm not doing this, and like why don't I have this, why don't I have that, like why can't I be doing this right now? Then it's like, wait, you have your own destiny, you have your own choices, and it's like you do what you want to do, get up, and it's like, let's get things going. You have to do one thing at a time to be able to get to the end goal.
Exactly. It's all about taking one step.
Yeah.
No, that's so true. And I literally told myself when I start teaching, I'm waking up at 6 a.m. every day, going to the gym. I have yet to do that even one time. Like literally, oh my gosh. It's like I wake up every morning and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to get up today. And I haven't felt that in like 6 years.
Yeah.
It's just crazy feeling just... It's been so long since
It's like, what time do you get up and have to, like, what time do you have to be in?
We got to be at the school by 8. Yeah. I literally, sometimes I get up like 7:15. Like, I feel like a high schooler. I'm like, oh, get ready real quick and go. It's like, what is happening? Like, how did I get back to being this type of person? When I used to get up, go to the gym, do everything I needed to do, so motivated. And it's like my motivation is like
it's hard to find motivation. Yeah. It's like, same here. It's like, I had a motivation of like winning games. Or like getting good grades, and now I'm like, wait, what's my like motivation? Like, what's my goals?
Yeah.
Or like, what is my goal? Or like, what am I motivated to work for? Yeah. And so it's like me trying to find that as well. I'm like, all right, what do I want to keep working and like have that passion or like that drive for again?
I feel like the worst thing for me is feeling all this and then going on Instagram and seeing people that have it all figured out. Yeah. But the thing is, that's just the persona they're showing people. But still, it's like I'm lost in this state of comparison, and then hearing other people that have graduated, and I'm like, wow, they really have their stuff together. Like they're moved out, they have a house already, they're all this stuff. I'm like, what? I'm living in my parents' basement. Like can't even find motivation to wake up, and it's just man, that even comes down on me harder. But I just gotta remember, like I'm the one that's responsible for me. Yeah. And I gotta wake the F up, bro. Like for real, I gotta get my stuff together because, you know, I'm about to turn 24 in a couple months, and you know, life's just gonna keep passing by. And if I sit here and do nothing about it, you know, I don't know, dude. I need to get out of this funk though.
That's what I'm saying, and so I've been trying super hard to get myself out of that funk. Like it's like trying to be more optimistic, and being like, all right, hey, like it'll be okay. It's like in reality, I am only 22 right now, about to turn 23 at the end of May, so it's like, all right, it'll be okay, but it's like, just figure things out one step at a time. It's like, I don't need to stress myself out so much.
My dad keeps telling me, he says, you need to stay patient. He's like, you need to be patient because you're acting like you just have it all figured out and you're 20. And he's telling me this stuff, but I'm like, I want to have it all figured out so bad. I want to hurry this thing up, but I agree. Like, I feel like I'm so caught in a state of I'm always looking ahead that I'm forgetting to appreciate the things we have right now. Because we're in this state of like always wanting more, always wanting to figure it out.
On the go. We're like go people.
Yeah, but we're ignoring the people we love that we have in our life that could literally, we know this as well as anybody, they could be gone tomorrow. Yeah. And while we're spending our time with them today, worrying about the future, we're not even appreciating what we have, and it could be taken from you tomorrow in the middle of this season.
I'm so glad you said that because I haven't had someone like actually reflect that idea in so long, because it's like you're right. It's like I'm wishing for this, or like I want this to happen, and I'm like, wait, enjoy the moment. It's so nice today, and it's like it's like my twin brother. It's like, man, I kind of miss him. Maybe I should be like, hey, bro, call him, or like Andrew, my older bro, like, hey, what's up? How are you? Like, I kind of miss you guys. Like, I don't see him that much. I don't live with my brother. Like,
I feel like we all, especially me and you, and you're gonna get there soon too. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'll figure stuff out, which in turn will have you figure stuff out. But I feel like regardless, we all need to get into a state of gratitude, just being appreciative for everything we have, because that will help all of us in so many ways. Because when we're always focused on everything to come, literally we're just forgetting about what we have. And it's kind of what Macy brought up earlier. When you're sick, you notice it. When you feel good, you just take it for granted,
Yeah.
you know? And that's one thing that, you know, we're just taking for granted the things we love in our life
Yes.
because we're so focused on what we're missing out or feel like we're missing out
Yeah.
on. But
It's
I
like
don't know.
recognizing and valuing the like happy emotions you feel and
Yeah.
like the positivity that surrounds you. And it's like, I've said this before, but like it takes 2 positives to kill a negative. And
That's
like
facts.
I love the fact that like at Newman I've taken a few classes to like help me like realize that. And it's just like, oh wait, like you don't always have to put yourself, like if it even is a really bad situation, just look at it at the better's perspective. It's like, yeah, obviously this is horrible, but you could find a positive out of it.
Yeah. In every situation, there's
Yeah.
a positive. No matter how bad it is, there's always something good you can pull out of it.
Yeah.
I know
That's so
that's
true.
been so hard recently. That has been so
yeah,
hard.
it has been. All right. Hey, we got to switch the camera, but I got a lot more to say, so this is about to get lit.
I was like, I had a goal of actually moving to like Texas in a year. No, I broke. Cheers about the bust. Yeah, like I want to move. Like,
Just like restart.
well, I don't know if you, Madigan, she's from SBU, one of my teammates. I also have another teammate, Mallory, that lives in like Texas and stuff. And it's like, we kind of have this idea to move out there.
Yeah.
And like, they have soccer teams out there and stuff. And like, they coach. And so it's like, I know they have opportunities out there. And it's like, if I want to go out there, why not?
Yeah, might as well.
You know, just trying to save up some moolah.
Yeah.
Because that money, bro,
Dude,
it's
money really,
expensive to live nowadays.
it is.
Yeah. It is.
Macy just bought an $8 loaf of bread today.
What?
She bought some healthy, like, random
I like
bread that
eating
was, like,
healthy,
frozen,
But
but
it's $8?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Bread. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And it's
Foster, is it
healthy.
good?
He
I'm
doesn't.
gonna
He didn't want to
try
try
it.
it.
If you ever find us on the side of the road with a sign, it's because of her food, her healthy food addiction.
Yeah.
Or
Which is
your
a great
hat
addiction.
addiction.
Yeah.
Or
Okay,
your
that's like-
thrift addiction. Foster, you are the one that
Don't
buys
look at this box.
so much
I know I was
stuff.
about to be like, Foster, this looks like some fire graphic tees over there. Let me take a
Yeah,
peek.
you already know.
like food. You like all the
already know.
vintage stuff and hats, Foster. You always have to buy hats.
I'm leaving all of this in.
He's been a fire.
Good.
He's always been a hat guy.
No,
I don't know
literally.
why.
I know him, like, ever since I've known Foster, he's been a hat guy.
It's my
I'm not a
addiction,
hat
bro.
girl.
But
don't
I
look
thought,
good.
like, I remember at one point you were like, Morgan, I'm selling hats. Like, and
Yeah,
I-
your brother
I-
pulled
I
up and
know-
bought 3 of them.
I'm pretty sure, like, Matthew bought some of your hats.
He
Like,
did.
and now, we're back on the hat train.
I've never really left it. I just got too broke for it for a while, but yeah, it was still
Sacrificed
there.
a few for the greater picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I need to make some Underwater FlyZone hats again. Better than the last ones.
That
You
was, like,
should.
My little top thing of my underwater hat.
Did it break off?
Yeah.
Do like
Unfortunately. I
Don't
was-
go. If anyone's watching, don't go with AutoCap blanks.
Buster.
I'm sorry. What?
Oh,
If AutoCap watches this, dude,
then they probably won't.
fix your button, bro, because so many people told me that. And I feel
Yeah.
so bad. I'm like, dang, I sold somebody something that I guess I didn't realize it wasn't
Yeah.
good quality. I thought it was great quality.
Yeah. Like at the time.
Yeah, bro, when they
Mhm.
came in, I was like, that little cushion in the inside, I was like, this is fire.
Mhm.
But then my brothers popped off during the softball game, and then I got like 4 other people, and now another person telling
Yeah.
me, yeah, oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well, we're going through Lids now. Shout out AJ Shanahan.
Hey.
He's a manager at Lids. He's about to hook us up. But anyways, back to this. What else is on this application, Morgan?
That was honestly like that was a lot of
Your
it. Like
goals or
yeah, my goals is like pretty much I want to like just regrow my like find my passion as strong as I did for soccer of like playing soccer and that goal
Yeah.
of like the motivation I had to like work out and stuff. It's like I'm trying to regrow that and re-find not only my love to work out and like to work out not only for me and not just for a team and not just for my teammates but
Yeah.
for myself, and I want to find like the enjoyment in that again.
Yeah.
Which we were like kind of talking about upstairs.
I
and
know.
Stuff.
I feel like, well, I like walking out stuff, so maybe we'll go on a walk after. But I don't know. I don't work out for like the like to look good. I work out to feel good.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
because I
for
feel
sure.
really good after I work out. Who's
Kenny?
calling you?
My cousin.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why.
Continue. I'll just text you.
But yeah. So we'll see.
I know. I was like, Macy was actually supposed to go to a sculpt class today at noon.
But Foster told me not to.
Hey, because you wanted to be on the podcast, right?
Yeah,
I know.
the people
But-
will thank you.
Okay, also, whenever I don't work out, I am so sluggish and tired. Just having like an hour or 30 or 45 minutes just to do something active, that makes my whole day different and better. So I like that.
Hey, so like go on your walk.
Yeah.
Sorry, Foster, you might have to go on a walk later.
Hey,
Like a,
I'm down.
like a
We go
jog.
on walks
I want to go
so
on a
often.
jog.
A light jog.
Okay, a
It's
jog.
windy though outside.
Yeah,
I know,
a
it'll
jog
be
is
good.
about to not be. I'm not down with
I
the
don't
jog, but
care.
I'll do a walk.
I'll go by myself.
Hey, but I just wanted to point something out. All right. First of all, if anyone's watching has any advice of what we've been talking about, drop it in the
Yes.
comments, please. Drop a
Please.
comment. I love reading some good,
Please.
some good comments. But anyways,
Just what you said though, like being grateful for what you
I feel like there's
had.
more though.
Yeah.
When we took that little break, I had something in my head I wanted to say, but now it won't come back to me. But it'll come back in a little bit. But what I was gonna say is, Morgan, isn't it crazy? Like just this conversation we're having right now shows so much growth in our life, because stuff
Yeah.
like this used to be so irrelevant to me because of what we had been dealing with.
Yeah.
It's like the fact that I could even be upset about something like this is a blessing in a way.
Honestly.
Because back in the day, I talked about this in episode 1. I was like, I remember everyone being so stressed about going to college and stuff. I never stressed about it because
Me neither.
I was dealing with something so
Yeah.
much bigger, you know? So the fact that we
yeah.
can, be upset about this shows some growth in our lives. So
Some big growth, and it's even like we're coming up on 6 and 7 years.
Yep.
And to say that, me and my mom, we were talking for like 5 years, and I'm like, no, Mom, it's been 6. And,
Yeah, it's
and like
insane.
that right there was just kind of like a ooh. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I think about him almost every day,
Yeah.
but in a very happy, and I'm so just like grateful that like even have been a part of his life. And
Yeah.
actually, big news, haven't even told you guys yet, but on his birthday we were gonna have like a little shindig party thing
Oh, really?
on the 14th of March.
yeah.
So if like you guys wanted to pull up, we were thinking, I think my aunt was thinking Jose Peppers.
Say
So
less.
Oh,
anybody
that'll be
wants
fun.
to pull up for Lance's birthday at like Jose Peppers, we're not sure on time,
Hey,
but
pull up, y'all.
yeah,
We're
I'm
about
like,
to have
no,
one.
for real, pull up if you guys want to like celebrate Lance's birthday with us. If you like, oh my bad, I'm like didn't think of it out loud. But if you want to pull up and celebrate Lance's 21st,
Hey,
because
we'll be there for sure.
I'm like, they told me about it. I was like, ooh, that sounds like a good time. Why not? I'll come
Yeah.
and hang out.
I'll drink for the
love
first
that.
time that day.
Hey, you don't have to drink, but
No,
just to
that'll be
come and
lit.
hang out.
I told people, I was like, when Kyle turns 21, I'm getting hammered.
Hey, not
I'm
hammered,
I'm
but,
backing
like,
out on that now.
No,
but-
no need to get hammered, but like pour a drink out for him. Why not?
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah. It's something that's really crazy is Kyle's birthday is March 13th.
Yeah.
Lance's March 14th.
Yeah.
And then
That's crazy.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And they died a day and a year apart.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like there's secretly like a film crew following us around
Yeah.
making a movie. Like especially
No, but
oh
they're
my
upstairs
goodness.
running it.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, they're upstairs running it, and we're
Uh-huh.
the movie, bro.
No, it's crazy. I love recognizing growth in life, and that's something that I've just noticed the other day. I'm like, dude, I'm getting mad about stuff and down about stuff that used to be so little.
Yeah.
But because I'm actually feeling this, it means I've healed,
I
So
way
that's
to put
crazy.
that into perspective of
It
actually
is.
the amount that we've grown in 7 and 6 years.
Yep.
Is a ton.
Mhm.
It's a lot, Foster. Like
Literally, I was saying that on this episode I recorded last night. I was like, y'all don't understand where I was, and to see where I am now, it's just like crazy.
honestly, black and white for me.
Yeah, me too.
Black and white. I mean, I feel better. I'm not going to bed sad.
Yeah.
It's like those first couple of years were hard. Were really hard. And it's like if you've ever lost a loved one or like lose a loved one very recently, unexpectedly, and not even in the manner we necessarily did, I mean, like, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
And unfortunately things happen and this world is very messed up and dark, but there's always a like brighter side
Yeah,
and
for sure.
a light at the end of the tunnel if you just look and if you keep going and grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even though like recently that has been very difficult for me to even like say that because I'm like,
Yeah.
how can you say that when you haven't been feeling like that?
Yeah, no.
But then it's
Yeah.
like I'm getting there.
yeah.
I'm getting there, and the growth, I'm seeing it now that we're talking about it. Yeah.
I hope people appreciate a podcast like this because a lot of the podcasts people watch are just either people are capping or they're living some fantasy life that honestly we'll probably never really live, and it's just not real, you know.
Like, my life is good. I'm not saying that my
no.
life is horrible right now. Like,
but we're going through it.
I'm grateful to be here. I
Yeah.
am alive. I am well. I have family around me. I have friends.
Yeah.
And like, I love everyone. So it's like I'm not really going through it. Like compared to what I've
Yeah.
been through, it's like, Morgan, you're okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. We gotta get back to a state of gratitude for sure.
Yeah.
Gosh, I wish I could remember what I was gonna say earlier. But I was gonna ask, there was 2 other questions that I wanted to talk about on here. It said, why do you want to be a guest on the mental health podcast season? You said, I heavily have enjoyed doing it and would love to make an appearance again. FlyZone for life. Talk about the Underwater FlyZone. Like, what does it mean to you? What does the brand mean to you?
Man, Foster, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I'll be wearing a lot. I own a lot of the merch.
Yeah.
Right? I think I own, if not every pair of drop that's came out, I own a lot of it.
Pretty much all
And
of
so
it,
I'm
yeah.
wearing it frequently. I mean, all the time. I mean, I wear that hoodie often, and everybody's always like, "What is that? Like, what's?" And so in my MBA, a lot actually, my classes I would always have like people ask me questions about it, or I would mention a story about it, and then people would always be like, "Oh, let me go follow them," and it's like, when I wear the merch, people actually do talk about it, and like they ask me about it, and so I'm like, "Hey, go hit up Foster. Like, here's our Instagram. We're also on Spotify. I've been on this episode. I've been on this episode. Like, and they're always like, what do they talk about? And so it's like, I wish I could say I was more a part of it. And then just to be like, oh yeah, like this is a good. I run a lot of this, but I don't. It's like my boy Foster does it, and I've been blessed to not only been there since day one and like watch him go through it and grow this beautiful thing that he's done and started. And, like, we're just at the beginning, and it's grown so much. But it's like, the Underwater FlyZone is...
You were on episode 6, bro.
Yeah,
She's truly a day one.
I mean, like,
episode 6 of season 1.
Just to, like, Underwater FlyZone, it's so much has happened. And I just am excited to see what goes on with it. And not only, like, the words itself, Underwater FlyZone, it's so deep.
Yeah.
And people have asked that. What does Underwater FlyZone mean? And I think the way you describe it is some of the most... It's the best thing ever. I think you should re-describe it again, just in case if no one has said it, ever heard
I'll
it.
do it right now. Underwater FlyZone. You know, if you look at the surface level of a lake, you can see the surface, but you can't see everything underneath. There's so much underneath. There's fish, sunk boats, glasses, ton of stuff you can't see under the surface, and that's how people can be. That's how her cousin, that's how my best friend. We couldn't see what they were going through because all we could see is the surface, and unfortunately, you know, they made a decision that was permanent. They made a permanent solution to temporary problems, and you know, it's our goal to spread love to make sure everybody feels and knows that your life, it's worth living, bro.
Yeah.
It's worth living.
And that like your problems that are under there and under the water are so relevant and so apparent, and not apparent, but like
they matter.
Yeah, they matter. And like everything that you're going through is so like important, and like it needs to be acknowledged and like valued. And so it's like...
And you need to go through it because you can't just push that stuff down. You got to experience it. And I actually, the quote, it's okay to not be okay, I'm switching it up. This is my new thing.
What's it up?
It's essential to not be okay when you're not okay. Because if you pretend to be okay when you're not okay, you're going to end up pushing these emotions down, and it's going to affect you later in life. Yeah. And that you don't want that. So it's essential that you're not okay when you're actually not okay. Like, don't fake it. You have to be real. It is kind of a mouthful. I might not even said it right, but you get what I'm trying to say.
I do get what
like,
you're laying down.
You have to literally experience and go through everything. Life is not about being happy.
Dude,
Life's about
so
the human
uncomfortable.
experience. It is.
It's so uncomfortable. And like, I don't like being uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
Nobody
like
does.
going out of my comfort zone, I'm like, no.
I think it was the second time you were on the podcast. It was. You were saying some stuff that at the time I didn't realize how beautiful it was.
Yeah.
You were talking about how you really had to accept being uncomfortable, experiencing these emotions. And at the time I was like, I didn't realize how true that really was until I thought back later. It is so true, bro. It is so uncomfortable to go through, but it is so important.
Like, you have to understand how to be uncomfortable and just be okay with it. And like, I don't know. It's like with everything, it's like you can either, like, I was walking into an interview and I was like, oh, all right, I can either walk in here shy, unlike myself, or I can walk in here and be like, okay, I'm going in here to get this job. This is why I want this job. I know what I'm going to talk about. Yeah. And like be that strong, like dependent person I am, and
Confident.
confident. That's the word I was looking for. Be that strong, confident person I am, and be like, all right, I'm gonna get this job. And so it's like you choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
No, it's so true. It is so true. But one more thing I wanted to bring up. You said, what comes to mind when you hear the message, your life is worth living? You said, everyone deserves and needs to feel valued and cared for no matter what the situation is, what you're going through. Everyone's life is worth living. Dude, it's so true. No matter what you're going through, no matter how bad things get in your life, that statement, that's why I love putting it on the merch. And I keep trying to think of better quotes to put on the merch, and I literally can't top it, bro. Because your life is worth living is never false at any point in your life.
I agree. I mean, I was trying to think too of like what's one other phrase that I could really like capture that would grab me the way your life is worth living.
There's
And I'm
none,
like,
dude. It's just so to the point. You don't have to think about it. It's just yes. You read it and you're like facts. Like
yeah.
and it's deep, but it's not hard to understand. Like even my first grade students, when I wear the merch to school, they read it and they understand. Like anybody can understand it. And then somebody going through it that's 55 years old reads it and they're like, man.
Your kindergartners make comments about your merch?
The kindergartners don't, but I definitely have some students that say something sometimes.
I love
like,
that.
you designed that? I'm like, I say yes, but actually shout out Connor Olson. Connor's the one who designed it.
I know, and then like the merch we got back here with bugs on there. Like, come on,
it's my Indonesian designer. He's from Indonesia.
That's sick. It's genuinely sick. And then nice colorways we got going on here.
You already know.
We got anything else dropping soon or what's?
This week I'm going to pick up a fat order.
Hey.
Spent way too much money.
That's all right.
It's all about the risk, bro. Scared money don't make money. So what you scared for? You gotta go for it.
I know you're running up to Lawrence this weekend. What time are you gonna be there?
We have to leave at like 8.
All right.
And we're gonna be there from 10 to. Gosh, this will drop after that. Dang it. Anyways, shout out to anybody who pulled up to the Lawrence event. We were gonna be there from 10 to 6. And man, I'm throwing discounts. I want to get rid of all these hoodies.
Yeah.
Don't lose money, but if we only profit $5-10, I don't care. That's one thing about the people at these events. They are there so much for the money.
Yeah.
So when someone comes up to our table and I start throwing them crazy deals, they're like, this dude really only wants this message spread. Yeah. Like that's all he cares about.
No, for real. It's like you're not trying. I mean, you're trying to honestly make money from this, but at the same time, it's like, no, that's not really what you're caring about.
Yeah, it's not the main. It's not even in like the top 10 reasons why I do. I started this understanding that in my mind, I'll never make $1 from this when I started it. Next thing you know, we start selling merch, and I was like, oh wait, we actually have a support team. Like we actually have supporters.
We do have support, and I'm like, it's really crazy because it's like even like me going into Wichita, Kansas. I'm sitting there, and I mean my MBA class, I was like one of the youngest. So I'm saying like there was like 30, 40-year-old women. I mean like a 30-year-old man. I mean, and my professor. I mean, it's a 50-year-old man, and he's asking me what's on my shirt. And then they're all asking me, and then at the end of like my class, they're pulling me to the side, asking me, "Hey, what is this?" And I'm just like, it just can't be me that people are asking about. It's like I feel like it's got to be so many. I mean, I really hope that like I personally like don't stalk your Instagram and stuff like that, or like your subscriptions or anything like that. So it's like I really hope you're still growing, but it's like, I mean, it's like
me too.
It's like every time I like talk to people, it's like go follow them, and I mean they go follow you. They even show me like, all right, so we just followed them, and I'm like, that's what's up.
Yeah, we were on an absolute just snowball rolling, gaining like crazy, and then when school started, I'm not gonna lie, it's been different, but I believe that this season will take us to a new height. Our impact will reach a new limit.
You're about to reach the summer. It's not like,
oh my goodness,
you really have. It's crazy to think about it, but it's like school's really not that much longer. You're almost done. It's like
crazy.
It is. Macy was just talking about that. She's gonna be graduated here in like less than 2 months.
You excited?
In April. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's just hope I get a job for next year.
You got it.
You got it.
Don't worry.
Head up. We got this.
I know. I'm still applying.
Dude, this episode actually did so much for me though. Just thinking about, first of all, thinking back to what I'm going through now, and then thinking back to what I've been through. It's like, bro, I'm done. I'm literally done beating myself up so much about this. Like this episode today, I'm making that my goal. I'm done with beating myself up about the things I'm going through right now, bro. I'm so blessed, dude.
I'm blessed.
So
I want to be
blessed.
patient, and
yeah,
I'm grateful for honestly where I'm at, and it's like we can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are doing this. This is part of the human experience. Like,
Yeah.
literally.
It's like, stop beating ourselves up so much.
Yeah, like you were saying on, I don't remember what episode, but life's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not supposed to be, bro. You're supposed to live and experience life. And that's what we're doing, bro. That's what we're doing.
No, for real. I was like, thanks for having me on. For real, I was like, I love this experience.
You already know.
It's always I mean, I just genuinely love being around and hanging out.
Yeah, it's like a therapy session.
It is. Me and Macy always say that. We're like,
We have
honestly,
people on.
not doing podcasts might also have played into this because these are literally therapy for us. We just do these, have conversations, and it's like, gosh, that was so good.
Yeah.
You know? The time I felt that the most was that last one we did with that big group.
Yeah.
Gosh, that
Man,
was the
that
fire
one was,
night.
That one had me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I actually left that day and I was emotional, not only from hearing Tristan's story. Was, I mean, it was just so fresh, and I haven't heard a fresh story like that before. Like and it hit, and so I was like, man, that was a really great one.
Fire. It was. All right, so we're bringing back the challenges this season. You gotta give a challenge to the people. The challenge I gave on episode 1 was outwork me, do more than me, with making a better positive impact. Because I feel like everyone is competing on some negative stuff. It's like, you know, down in KC, we've experienced some horrible things recently, and it's like we need to compete on who can spread more love.
Yeah.
So that was my challenge for episode 1. So you could have some time to think about it. Because before I want to get into the challenge, I got to ask you one more thing.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know the answer to this. Because we met after high school. People keep asking me recently for some reason. They're like, Foster, how were you in high school? You probably know better than definitely better than you. And then I can't even, I don't know how to describe it.
I can, like, first of all, Foster and I duly owned together, most spirited in our high school. So what can I say? We built in that Ray-Peck pride, all right?
We were going crazy at them football games, bro.
First couple years, Foster was kind of a shy guy in his shell, wasn't out there very much. I would say less confident than what he is now, and just kind of to himself, but a very respectful young man. I mean, that's like literally the best way to put it. Like, Foster was a very great kid. I mean, like, we always gave a wave to each other. He talked to me, like,
we were the
friends.
same advisory.
Yeah. And then I would really say, like, junior year, he kind of just said, screw it, jumped out of his shell, and just opened up to, like, everyone.
Senior year especially.
And then, senior year really just jumped up to everyone, and then became, like, a homie to everyone, and then went to college and just grew even more.
And then Morgan was definitely, like, that person you were like, yeah, she is her. Like, and then Matthew was kind of him. In my eyes, I was like, they're the coolest people. They're not stuck up or anything. And I was always like, Morgan's so dope. And then when the whole situation happened with what we went through, I was like, this is, I don't know how to say this, but I'm like, I'm glad I get to go through this with you and Matthew.
I agree.
Like, it was...
I honestly don't think I could have, like, asked for anyone else better to help me or, like, go through that experience with anyone else, because I'll be like, real, Foster, if that was anyone else, I don't know if I would have, be here if it wasn't for everything you've done for me.
Hey, this is my sister right here. You already know. No,
like,
it's lit.
Like,
shoot. Well, now there you know, y'all.
Hey,
I told you I was the shy
Foster,
kid.
But,
yeah.
That means a lot.
You already know. All right, what's the challenge though?
Honestly, I'm gonna keep my challenge simple, easy.
Okay.
Like, honestly, just hold the door open for the next person behind you.
Okay.
Like,
you could do that.
Simple as
Simple
that.
act of kindness.
Simple act of kindness, and literally just ask someone, like, or just be like, have a good day. Or you get your coffee, you pay for your drink, good morning, good night, or like good afternoon.
Yeah.
How are you? Simply have that conversation, make a connection with someone, or just simply ask, like, how someone's day is. It's just like those simple acts of kindness.
Spread love, y'all.
Yeah.
Spread that good
It's that
vibes.
easy.
I don't know. Like, personally, the other day I was getting my car washed and went inside to go get cash back. So I went to go get myself a iced coffee from Casey's.
Yeah.
It was like filled this much. That's all that was left. I was going just to pay for that. I didn't mind. Like, I was getting cash back. I knew it was good. It wasn't gonna be that expensive. And the lady goes, "No, you're fine. Just go." And I was like, "Ma'am," I'm like, "Thank you so much for your kindness." I'm like, "For real, thank you." But I was like, "I just need cash back." And she's like, "Okay, well, then go get yourself a piece of candy, and I'm still gonna give you this for free." And I was like,
It's like, who are you?
I know. I was like, "All right, thank you." I was like, thank you for helping me.
Yeah.
And so then I actually paid for that, and I got that. I look up. So I held the door open for him, and he was like, "Oh, thank you, you kind young lady."
That's so
He's
good.
like, "You did not have to do that, darling." And I was like, "Thank you, sir." I'm like,
I've never heard Morgan's
Yeah.
country
And
accent.
so, but that's what he sounded like.
Yeah,
I didn't know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
he was like, and I was in Harrisonville, and so I was like, okay. And so he made me smile.
sweet.
Made
Yeah.
me smile a bit more. So it's just like, doing those little things make my day a bit brighter. So it's
Uh-huh.
like, help those people around you as well.
I love
Yeah,
that. That's
no,
awesome.
that is great. And that lady that did that for you, to her, that was nothing. But to you, you're talking about it on the podcast.
know,
right
and I'm
now.
like-
yeah.
She was like, "You barely got anything." I'm like, "No, let me pay for it." But she was like, "On us." I was like, "Oh, thank you."
That is so cool.
And then of course, I do it to that guy, and then he made my day, and I was like the one
Uh-huh.
opening the door for him. So
and
it
how
was-
hard was that, bro?
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah,
Like-
and it made me smile. So I was
Yeah.
like, hopefully other people can do it too.
Literally,
That's
bro.
so crazy. It's like probably like a little out of our comfort zones to do something
Mm-hmm.
like just a little act of kindness. But just imagine if we lived lived outside of our comfort zone every day. Like, do you know how inspiring that would be?
Or like
That's crazy.
everybody did something like that every day. Wouldn't
Like
you
out of your
think?
comfort
Wouldn't you
zone.
think that if someone did that every day, that everybody would experience at least one, 3 seconds of their day should
Yeah.
experience a kindness like that?
Yep. Literally, if
But it
everybody
doesn't.
watching this, if
Yeah.
everybody in the Underwater FlyZone fam would do one thing a day, think of the impact we could make. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's crazy. And I knew you were gonna say something that just kind of made me think
Fire.
for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna happen eventually.
I always
Oh,
keep
yeah.
my mouth shut. Just
Morgan
'cause you
told me
guys
the
had
other
so
day-
much to talk
No,
about.
tell her what you told me
I
the
was
other
like,
day.
I was like, Foster, no disrespect here whatsoever. But I'm like, Macy sometimes carries. I was like, yeah.
She's like, "No, Foster, no disrespect to you, but Macy kind of carries."
Not
I'm
this
like,
one.
no, I'm like, sometimes you say things, Macy, and I don't think you realize like how important or like the impact or like the value of what you have to say.
Well, I love that. Foster didn't tell me you said that.
Hey,
that made
I'm
my
telling
day.
you right now. Though.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I was
Morgan.
waiting. I was holding it.
I'm
Waiting
sure
for-
you were. You probably forgot.
Nah, it's good content. Good content.
That's awesome. I
No,
love
but
that.
for real
Okay,
though, Moss, haha, that's Macy and
Mossy.
Foster together. What is it?
You call me Mossy.
No, I said Moss, as in I was trying to say Macy and Foster.
Oh.
No,
Oh my
I said
goodness.
Moss. But
That's
I was
our
gonna say
name together.
Macy and Foster. Thank you guys for having me on.
Oh,
Even
thank you
though
for
more like
coming on.
Foster, thank you for having me on. But
Thank you for
It's
filling out
always a
the
good-
application, dude. That is,
uh,
I love that.
you
Like,
put in the hard work. I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
that respect and like put in the work
and I
too.
feel like some people just kind of like, I expect to get on, and it's like you're like, no, you do not take this for granted. No,
Yeah.
man, I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
I
so
value your time and I respect it. And I mean, I really like being on the podcast.
much. You already
So
know.
awesome.
And I love
yeah.
helping out whenever.
Get ready to get back on then soon, cause
go.
if you're home now, and we're home now,
Bro, I'm back for
Every
good.
week.
yeah.
KC 816 gang.
What you should do is help us do a couple pop-ups.
I'm down for
That'd be
real. Let me
lit.
know
awesome
when.
at that.
It's cool
Yeah.
whenever someone pulls up to the pop-up and they're like,
Yeah.
I thought I'd see you here. Like,
No, for real.
one time I sent my brother out to a pop-up. I don't know if anyone, like any like supporters showed up to that one, but I was kind of thinking, I was like, dang, what if people went to see me and then I'm not even
Well,
there?
I'm not gonna lie though, it's like I do know a large crowd of people, and I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
if I would go to an area of like a certain area that like I've been around often, or like just
Yeah.
playing soccer for so many years, I have met and like know so many people around me that it's like I bet you I would know someone if I went somewhere,
So,
which is crazy.
You
Tell
should
me-
definitely do one.
Tell me about Lawrence, Kansas. What are you doing next Saturday?
It's crazy. 'Cause I know a lot of people in Lawrence, Kansas.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone.
At least people who live around Lawrence.
Oh, wait,
I know a
yeah,
lot
I
of
do.
people
I
who
know
live in like
some.
Topeka.
That was an $100 table. Normally they're like $30 or $60. I paid $100 for that event, so it better pop off.
Only $100 though.
That's a
Well,
lot for.
It's a lot for a pop up,
Usually he's like does like $25.
and I gotta.
We might do
actually-
downtown days too, right?
Downtown days was like $500, but dude, that
I
one
think you
could go
should.
crazy.
Yeah.
I think you
that one.
should. I would get you down for that. I would be down to help you with
Bet.
that.
That'd be
Bet.
right
For
after
real.
the honeymoon.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
then
gonna
let
get
me
back
do
from
it.
the honeymoon,
Bro,
boom.
no, let me do that then. You do your
Alright,
own
cool.
honeymoon,
That'd be
and then
fun.
let like me or Carson run it together.
Yeah,
For real.
You have to be there the whole time, though, don't you?
Yeah, so listen, so we get married on the Saturday, leave Sunday, get back Thursday, pop-ups Friday through Sunday.
Where y'all going?
Myrtle Beach.
Ooh.
Myrtle Beach,
I've never been there.
You've never been?
Have you?
I have once.
Do you like it?
It was a while. It's been a while since I've been there. But I was a kid, so it's like I enjoyed it.
That's
it was the
true.
beach.
Yeah,
I wonder
like-
if the beach is good.
All right, hey, I'm going to end this because I think I have to switch the camera anyways. Love you guys. Shout out to Morgan for hopping on here.
Thank you, Foss. Shout out to
already know.
Underwater FlyZone and the fans. Hype it up.
All right, hey, love you guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Emphasis on the comment. I want to hear your thoughts on this episode. Have a blessed week. Peace out.